This handle, I tell you what, is going to give me the jeebies. It's all right. I'll take the panel off and sort it out. But what scares you on your job? What is it? What are your biggest fears? And what things get you on edge on the job that you do? I'll tell you mine. Things that I experienced before my apprenticeship and after. On this installment, Midlife Carpentry. Hey guys, Chris here, Midlife Carpentry. Welcome back to another little installment. Today we're talking about the fears and the uncertainties that I sort of felt before and just at the start of my apprenticeship. There's a few things that put me on edge and made me a bit uncomfortable about, making the decision and then obviously going through with the decision as well. So let's have a quick little chat about that, and hopefully it might help some of you guys out too with some of your fears and stuff. One of the things that sort of made me feel a bit average from the start, like from the time that I guess started investigating and looking into this, probably one of the big things was of course money. Money is always the biggest fear that I suppose you probably have making a decision about becoming an apprentice, because your money's your life. That's everything. That's the lifestyle that you live. That's the things that you buy. That's what decides how you live. Really, it's your money. I was fortunate enough. Obviously, that fear fell to the wayside. Things have worked out pretty good for us. Mel's got a good paying job, so I'm very lucky. My wife has a good paying job, so it's helped support us as well. And yeah, the wage for an adult apprentice isn't that bad, really, in the scheme of things. I mean, it's low, but I would have earned more, obviously, sticking in sales and stuff. But by geez, I wouldn't be as alive and as thin as I am now. That's for sure. So, yeah, money's one of them. I guess the other big item, the other thing that obviously played on my mind before starting the apprenticeship, is would I be good enough? Would I be good enough to go from this desk job, the job that I've been doing for the past 6 or 7 years, to jumping on tools and working around guys that have done it for years and years on end? That doubt was in my mind, definitely, is whether I'd be good enough and whether I'd be able to keep up with the boys as well too. I found that sort of fell to the wayside once I got on site, probably the first day even. Just the vibe I got from the guys, I knew that I wasn't there alone. I knew they were there to help me out and help me to learn and grow and become better. But in return, I made sure I tried to bust my guts. I got stuck in. I didn't muck around. I got the job done. Yeah. So that fear sort of fizzled out pretty quick. The other big one that scared me, guys, was would I like it? Would this decision that I've made actually make me happy or fulfill me or give me some sort of joy or give me that interest or desire to keep learning and keep going? Would I like it? Would I like the job that I'm doing? Because it's a big decision to step into an apprenticeship. It's a commitment. It's 4 years most of the time. Yeah, would I like it? That was easy though. I mean, you guys have seen my videos. You know what I've been telling you. I absolutely love what I do. I thoroughly enjoy it. So that fear was sort of fizzled out. I'd honestly say probably within the first few weeks. I kind of knew that, hang on, all right, this is feeling pretty good. And then after that 6 months, like that video said, it's what I want to do. Definitely want to give it a go. So they were kind of the main factors that sort of gave me a bit of doubt in my mind before starting a trade and starting an apprenticeship. That was beforehand. Then I got stuck in, started doing things, and a few things come to light that I'd kind of realized that, hang on, this makes me uncomfortable. This gives me a bit of this makes me scared. One of which was working at heights. That was probably one of the biggest sort of factors I didn't actually take into account. I didn't realize how, I mean, I knew I'd be climbing ladders here and there and stuff like that, but I didn't realize how involved a chippy can be in regards to working from heights or on heights, or at height, should I say. Now, I've done working at heights course and stuff like that, so I'm feeling a lot more confident these days. I've been on a few roofs, I've been on a few ladders, I've been on a few floor joists and stuff too, and in amongst rafters. So I'm starting to feel more comfortable at heights now than what I did when I first started. I was definitely jelly-legged at the start. I have to admit that. There was a few points where I didn't quite feel comfortable going to places where the other guys were. So to their credit, and thankfully they saw that, they understood that, and I was pretty open about it too. Like, they know I'm scared of heights. Guys like to muck around with me a little bit on that, but they know that I have a little bit of a fear of it. But they'll always supply support for it, which is good. So along with working at heights, there was one other little thing that sort of put me on an edge a bit. Now, it's to do with power tools. So there are some power tools and equipment and stuff that I'm comfortable with and happy to use. There's others that I'm a little bit on edge with, I'm not sure about. One of which of those items is a circular saw. And now I really like the little Makita 18-volt skill saw, the smaller saw. It's fantastic. I've mentioned that before. But that's not going to do all your jobs. It's not going to really have the grunt to do a lot of it. So getting this XGT gear the other day was great. Like, I've got a 40-volt saw, and we had to cut through 100 by 100 mil posts. Now, to me, not being able to do a single saw cut in one hit always put me on edge for some reason. I don't know why. It was maybe the fear of kickback or pinching or something along those lines. I'm not sure, which can happen. You've got to be wary of that. But realizing that I could actually do a saw cut with 2 cuts easy enough and line it up pretty well, and I felt pretty comfortable doing it. I felt safe. I felt secure, and yeah, I got the job done. And you can see in this little clip that it was meaningless. It was pointless for me to actually have that kind of fear. But in a sense, I think it's important to respect it, to respect the tools that you're using, and understand, you know, what can go wrong. All right, there's always that possibility, and that when it does go wrong, you're somewhat predicting it or expecting it. Okay, and that can put you in a better spot. But at the end of the day, as an apprentice, whether you're scared of working at heights, whether you're scared of working around water, whether you're scared about using a particular power tool or whatever, ask the question, how can I make this safer? How can I build up my confidence here to make it safer for me to use this or do this job, do this task? That is important, guys. Don't be afraid to talk to the other tradesmen. Let it out. Talk to them. You've got to discuss how you're feeling. There's no point in you getting halfway up a ladder and freezing because you're scared, because you're worried. All right? If you're not sure, ask the question, bring it forward. All right? From there, the guys will work with you, man. You might cost some shit. Don't worry about that. That's all part and parcel of it. It won't be bigotry or anything. It'll just be a bit of fun. Really, like, take it for a grain of salt, guys. It'll happen. It will. There'll be some guys they'll stir you up. If you're a sensitive soul, hey, that's a good point to raise as well. Let the guys know, hey, look, I took offense to that. I don't appreciate it. You know, can you please just back off in that, you know? Be open and honest. That's all you can do. All right? That'll help with a lot of your fears. Hopefully that's helped you out. I suppose it's nice to hear that someone else is maybe experiencing the same things you might be just before you start your apprenticeship, or even during your apprenticeship. But there's always going to be uncertainties. Everyone will have things that they're thinking about and worrying about in different avenues. Some people might be scared of loud noises. You know, some people might not have ever used a drill before in their life, you know, and these little things and stuff are important. So the biggest thing, communicate. Talk to your tradesmen, let them know that, hey, this is where I'm at, this is the level I'm at. Because they won't always worry. They won't always talk to you. They'll just assume that maybe you should know something that they've seen you do before. So just be mindful. Talk to your tradies. Get the communication out there. Have a chat to them. If you can't talk to them, go and see your boss, whatever. Or talk to your training organization. They're there to help you guys out and supply support too. So don't be afraid to do that. Biggest thing, communicate. Don't second guess yourself. If you're not sure, talk about it. Communicate. Very important. Righto, a new thing I want to try and start to do in my videos and my installments, okay, is I want to do some tool shout outs. So tools Tools are a part and parcel of your job. You're always using them, regardless of whether you're a sparky, a plumber, a chippy, or a plasterer, or a bricky, or whatever. You know, you're always using tools. It's always part of it, okay? But I wanted to bring forward a couple of tools that, you know, throughout the week I've used. You know what I mean? So do a tool shout out every week for a different tool that I've used, and I felt that, hang on, this is actually really cool. This is how I've used it, and it's sort of stood out a little bit before the week. Okay, you know, I'm being tool conscious, I guess. But this week has to go to the XGT saw. So the Makita XGT model HS003G 185 or 190 saw blade, or that I was cutting the hardwood with the other day. First shout out of the installments for Midlife Carpentry is to the XGT saw. This saw, love it to bits. I was generally impressed at how easy it was to cut through 100 by 100 hardwood posts the other day. As you can see in my video clip, it made me comfortable. I know it sounds weird, it's odd, but I never felt the saw was struggling. I felt I was able to get through the timber without a problem, without second guessing myself. I felt comfortable and safe using the saw. So if you guys out there and you're pumping out a lot of hardwood work and stuff, you'd be genuinely surprised and impressed with what this little saw can do. Cut depth, hang on. So cut depth, guys, is 67 mil. Okay, so that's from your base plate to the tip of your blade. So that's a total. So obviously 100 by 100 posts. I was cutting one side, rolling it over, cutting the other, and that's 2 cuts, job done. Obviously relatively square, lined up quite nicely. So yeah, that's my shout out. My first little shout out is the Makita XGT 40 volt saw. I only ran 4 amp hour battery on it, nothing too crazy. And yeah, thoroughly enjoy using this piece of kit. That's my shout out for this week. So guys, that's another installment, done and dusted. Thank you very much. It's been an awesome week. We have had a great week, a great kickoff to the year. We started off obviously with a bit of a wet few days, which is a bit crappy. But then I was lucky enough to jump on a board with Jaden, and we got stuck into a deck job. So I know, part and parcel. I love it. I love this sort of stuff. I love dealing with timber, working with timber, blah, blah, blah. You all know that. So when I got invited to jump on the deck job, then yeah, hey, I was all over it. It's great. Love a good deck. Gotta love a good deck. So yeah, we got stuck into that deck. It was only a small deck, so you know, you've just got to get into them. And it's coming up a treat. Now I won't do any before and afters yet. I'll wait till it's fully completed. So we've still got some more fencing to do either side of it. And there's actually going to be some glass panels on the end. So we had to nog in and make sure we had the timber for that. So yeah, it's been good. It's been a great experience. I've thoroughly enjoyed every second of it. Next week we'll be finishing that job. And then I think I might actually be doing some tiling. Been a while since I've done some tiling, so I haven't had a great deal of experience in that. So I might see if we can get some quick footage of that at least, maybe. Yeah, a quick time lapse or something, I don't know. I'll see what I can do. All right, guys. You build on, legends. You get stuck in. You enjoy your week. And we'll see you next time. See ya.